still found us. These games are paired in with some love. Baby, guess I'm getting the clown rush. You'll be proud of someone. Just give me a chance to make your shelf. If you don't like me here, I will be someone else.
All right, we're live. All right, everybody, we are Cousins and Sons, and I'm one of the hosts, Garon Atencio.
And I'm Eric Pepper.
Eric Pepper. We are cousins. Who would have thought? And we don't have any sons. So
it's just cousins and no sons yet.
We want to first start off by thanking our sponsors.
We want to pass our business down someday.
To your kin.
So ladies, we're looking for some vagina.
Yeah, but first we got to thank our sponsors.
Oh, the fourth wall.
Have you ever wanted to do an open mic, and you just wanted to go out there and just experience your life and like just jump into something new? Try out the fourth wall. There's one in the Valley and there's also one in Hollywood. Check them out. All right. Anyways, that was enough for our sponsors. Dude, we want kids so we can pass this down to you for sure.
Yeah, maybe on like episode 101.
Yeah.
No, 1001.
It's gonna take a long time.
For 2 years.
Whatever. Yeah.
If you do an episode a week, 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah. Which keeps you paid.
Yeah, and you can hear this beautiful voice, Travis Clyburn, over here. He is a beautiful man, and his voice is going to guide our souls in our way.
That's what I'm here for.
That's what he's here for.
Mediator.
Don't hit
you
that.
may or may not have kicked the camera just then.
Don't kick the camera.
Shit.
It's actually in better focus now. I don't know how you did that.
Perfect.
That's how these first episodes go.
It's first mistakes, you guys. Fuck it.
It's
weird.
We could be cooking right now. Hold for plane. Anyways, actually, we pretty much wanted to just talk about in this whole thing of life is our journey in doing stand-up comedy.
Because we figured we have a pretty good start on it because we just started.
We
literally just started.
I am interested to hear your guys' perspective.
Yeah, and I do want to kind of talk about it, get some feedback from someone that has been doing it a while.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's been kind of crazy. Like first we got started from Steve Simone of all people.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah, pretty cool. So he we met him at a jiu-jitsu class and he was like,
more badass.
You guys want to do some comedy? You guys should do comedy.
We just threw it out there. Like it wasn't even like we were just like, oh yeah, it would be something we thought about doing.
We were just like meeting people.
Yeah.
We were kind of new to that too, and and we were just like finding out what everyone did for a living. He's like, oh, I'm a comic. And we're like, oh shit, that's crazy. But when you hear that here in LA, you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
But what?
Like, are you a comic?
Yeah.
I've met a lot of comics.
Yeah.
We are those comics.
I'm a comic.
But we're trying to work hard.
Yeah, and so that was pretty much the start as far as like getting us to do our first open mic, which was only like 3 months ago, not even.
Oh, we pushed out so hard.
So hard, dude.
Really?
We were one of those ones who.
He told us to do it like 3 months before we actually did come to the fourth wall.
Probably August. He brought it up and said you guys should do it, and we were like, yeah, we'll do it. And it kept moving. Like we'll do it next month, and then we'll do it before our birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll do it before the end of the year.
What made you guys finally sign up?
We just at the bottom line.
Well, actually, we were in Nashville.
Yeah.
For my birthday, and my fucking friends took me to sing karaoke, and I had never really been on stage, really. I didn't even know. I was just kind of a fan of comedy, and so I didn't really know what to expect. So I went up there, and I was sick too, so I couldn't really sing the song.
Oh yeah.
But so I just talked it, and it worked out, and everyone laughed, and I was like, oh, I get it, and it was kind of fun.
Okay, so you got your first taste of the.
So laughter. I got a first, and stage, just being on stage, that kind of attention, and so I was like, oh shit, I was like, so I told him, I was like, all right, fuck it, we got to do this, like we just got to go do the fourth. And so we talked to Simone again about it, and then we were at the Comedy Store, and I was like, "Fuck it, dude, I'm just signing up." So I went and signed up
because we kept trying to sign up, but the day of, and it's
almost impossible.
It's almost impossible.
Yeah. Especially the 5 o'clock fills up.
That was an excuse for us, So it was like, however we feel in the morning, and then in the morning it's full, and so that happened for like a good month, and then it was. Finally, it was 2 days.
Well, it makes you guys feel any better. I wanted to start when I was 16 because when I started improv, but I didn't end up starting until I was 19. So
See?
My entire because I was like, well, I can't get in the club till
Still
I'm
a better
18.
story than us. Yeah.
And then when I turned 18, then I was like, well, I want to focus on this theater degree I never got.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because it's fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no,
So,
terrifying.
I get it.
Like, it's one of those.
So
things.
3 months versus 3 years, you guys beat me.
Right. It was. I
don't
mean,
know.
but it's a huge buildup of that. Like this is just when someone kind of had faith in us. I think not even faith. He didn't even know we were funny.
Yeah.
It could be funny, but people told
I don't
us
know
growing
why
up you should do.
but he was
be
like really
comedians.
persistent about it.
Yeah.
Like
And
he was just like, yeah. Every time we saw him, when are you guys getting on stage? Have you guys gotten on stage yet? Did I hit that
Yeah.
again?
You did.
When we came here and we
Active
talked,
feet.
when we did our first open mic, Joe was like, "What brought you here?" And we're like, "Well, Steve, why did you want to do it?" And we're like, "Well, honestly, at this point, we just owe it to Steve Simone to at least do one of these." You
Yeah,
know,
like
we
we
were
just had to try.
we
it
had to at
that
least do
point
it
because it's
once,
just like he
you
kept
know?
pushing us to do it, and really for no reason other than he just wanted us to do it. I guess.
Yeah, he just
Oh, I'm in a firm believer. I mean, he's been doing it a lot longer than I have, but everyone should do it.
do it. Yeah, no,
Especially even if you suck at it, at
Yeah.
least now you appreciate
Oh,
what
exactly.
we do.
Exactly,
More.
yeah.
Oh, it's
Like martial arts, kind of.
yeah.
You don't know.
Oh yeah, you don't understand a
You
true
don't.
jiu-jitsu master until
No.
you one
You're
beat
just
your
like-
ass.
you're like,
And
oh my
actually, I
God.
think wrestling is the best example of that because everyone that has never wrestled or grappled at all.
Yeah.
They just whatever you just rolling around, just rolling. Anyone could roll around, then you like actually go roll around with someone that knows what they're doing, and it's just like, oh shit.
Oh wait, I had
There's nothing I could do. This guy could
Yeah.
kick my ass.
When I was doing kets and karate and stuff like that, like we had a few guys come in with a chip on their shoulder, like younger guys, and then my instructor would give them to me. Just
Oh.
I would teach them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
that they're not that good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is fun.
That's why
yeah.
for us didn't do most of that growing up. So starting jiu-jitsu like a year ago and having that humble factor hit you hard.
That's good for life.
It's good
though.
for
Oh,
life.
so good.
So then we're like, you know what? We're already at the not lowest, but still lowest as far as like humble factor of like, okay, we're getting our butts kicked left and right by every shape and size.
Yeah.
Let's do stand up, Let's really get that humble
Get our butts
factor.
kicked by that.
Yeah, and so it's like we're starting.
That
it's-
kicks your soul
oh,
instead of
soul,
your butt.
you know,
yeah.
like, but it's that we
Yeah.
constantly every day are talking about how it's just like jiu-jitsu is comedy, this and back and forth as far as you're
Well,
constantly
the
learning.
parables are there.
Yeah.
That's why so many comedians do jiu-jitsu
Yeah.
or
Or
martial
martial
arts.
arts, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes
Or so many fighters get into comedy.
yeah, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
the parallels and the disciplines are almost identical
Mhm.
Yeah,
in a lot
no.
of weird ways.
it's like you just keep showing up and keep doing it and
Put in
don't-
the time.
Put in the
Yeah.
time. Mat
Then
time,
to
mic
have a
time.
brain to figure out those pathways
Oh.
of how to maneuver
Yeah.
a person or maneuver an audience is really
Yeah.
similar.
It's a
Mhm.
chess
the
match.
same
it's
kind of
that
brain.
whole-
Yeah.
Yep. Chess all the way. So that's pretty much was what kind of got us to our first open mic a few months ago.
Nice.
And which is crazy for us. We have our, everybody has their backgrounds of, Eric's never really been on stage. He's been on a few times. Me, I kind of went the same route as you, Travis.
Yeah.
I was in Chicago for Second City.
Dope.
And I trained and I was, it's funny though, I did improv and I loved it, but every time it's like, you should do stand-up. I'm like, it's a whole different ballgame and I had never done it, but
And
I
you're
knew
all by yourself,
you're up
too.
there by yourself, dude. Like at least in improv, someone's going to bail you out if this scene's about to go bad,
Yeah.
you are up there by yourself for stand-up. So I was always like, and I did interp in high school where it was like, I would act out, full plays in 10 minutes and stuff. So I had
Yeah.
that background, but still, even that, it's somebody else's writing,
Yeah.
So you're coming up here not only by yourself, but you're coming up on stage with
Yeah,
your
it's all
baby,
you.
It's
It's
all
all
you.
you.
It's like, so if this
Yeah.
isn't funny or isn't good, it's like, I have nobody to blame but myself.
Yeah.
It's like,
Which is I think why it's the most introspective art form on the planet.
Yeah.
Like if something sucks, it's like, well, it's your fault.
yeah, it's like, oh, well, that didn't work.
Yeah. Why did you choose to do stand up full time and move away from acting?
Where I was from, it was really the only way to get a comedic outlet because it's like I ended up when I was 21, I started teaching improv because that's how little improv was
wow.
around, and it was an excuse for me just to do more improv.
Right.
Like I tried to I was in a few groups and stuff. I was a house company for the Funny Bone in Newport, Kentucky.
Yeah.
But even that was like once a month, so it's like I just needed more.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just started doing a weekly class, and then ended up working for some school for a while. But like,
Oh, that's awesome.
but again,
but
like,
still, yeah.
yeah, like there's just not enough. Like out here, it's so much.
Yeah,
That's
and
fucking
just
awesome.
it's crazy to hear even like the opportunities we get, like us in general starting out, but even you doing it for as long as you have, it's still a different realm of like talking to Steve Simone and stuff and being like, there was only like one day a week, you could go up for 3 minutes every week, and that's how you worked on your
I couldn't. I
material,
can't
you
believe
know?
how they got better doing
It's,
it. That
I mean, I was did 5 years in Ohio, and it was 5 minutes once a week.
Yeah.
And then if you really like, people thought I was crazy because I was doing 2 shows a week, which
They're
is
like, wow,
hilarious.
that's crazy.
And
Well,
how long-
you had to hustle your dick off
Yo,
to do
for
that because
sure.
you had to like talk to bars yourself,
Yeah.
run your own shows.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's. But I mean,
And that's why we talk about that all the time now, just doing it for the last few months. It's like,
Yeah.
at first it was that initial, like, okay, let's do it once. We went up there, like our first time doing it was still horrifying. Like our first time was actually kind of opposite for each other
Interesting.
because I had been on stage.
Yeah.
So I had that feeling of, I know what I get. I get nervous no matter if I've done a play or anything like that 1,000 times. I get that nervous feeling, but I
Right.
enjoy that nervous feeling. I
Right.
worked with it. So I wasn't talking. Eric, on the other hand, was excited about this day. He was like ready.
yeah.
He was
Are you
so
stoked?
stoked and
yeah,
ready.
because I didn't know what was going to happen.
But he
That's
was
fair.
he was
Right, yeah.
he was the biggest. He was optimist. Like,
yeah, I mean,
That's
I might as
beautiful.
well have a good attitude.
he was the.
Oh, that's good. That's
no,
good.
it was great because it was one of those where it's like he's like, dude, I'm so excited. I hadn't even thought. I'm like, cool. And I'm one of those when I get nervous, I shut down. I'm just like I'm quiet for the entire day. I probably won't eat that much. Like it's just.
Right,
And I've gotten over that in the last few months. I eat, guys. It's okay. Don't judge me.
You're so skinny.
But, yeah. But it's one of those things where it was funny. We get here and it was walking up and we're just like nervous, dude. Walking into this place, we're like, we can turn back now. We can cancel. It's just
We can just
$5.
run.
We don't
Oh,
need
yeah.
this. I think we prepaid, so we're like, there's just $5. We don't. It's fine. It's okay. It's worth it. Getting here, right once we got here and we met Joe, and he was really nice. And it was cool because it was actually I think the last week he was here before the Hollywood
yeah, you're right,
one
yeah.
opened up. So
that was
it
the
was
only
it was
time
the first time and the only time like we had him, and he was nice. He was like, oh, the whole doing comedy and everything is like, why are you doing it? We're like Steve Simone. We owe it to him at this point. And then and yeah, it was for me. It was exhilarating. You talk about your first time. You went through it because I'm not going to put words in your mouth. But
I mean, I was nervous as shit. But like I said, I was like trying to keep that mindset of just like, okay, I'm just gonna go up there and have a good time. Like,
Right.
I didn't know how well I was gonna do. Like,
How did it go for both of you? Because I was
Oh,
here your very first time.
me, it was awful. But like, I didn't have anything
why I
to
wanted
talk
to
about.
let-
It was a good lesson learned though, because I was like, okay, you can't just go up here and just start talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, it's way more than that. And
I think you went like a minute.
oh god, I mean,
And then you're like, how much time do I have left? And
Yeah.
then it was, like it was.
Oh,
no,
it
it
was
was one of
bad.
those. It was.
Yeah.
But dude, I also like have stage fright, so it's like I froze up when I was
yeah.
up there too, and
That's-
I still
that's-
kind of do.
and I knew
Or like I'll lose my
that
train
was-
of thought.
I knew that was possibly going to happen, but I didn't want to also get him more scared. I was like, keep that a positive attitude.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
when
yeah,
he went
that's
up there,
smart.
he went first. He even went first.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So, but in that moment, I was so proud of him for doing that. I was like, dude, you're crashing and burning, but you are doing it. And
yeah,
that
you're on
is-
stage. Yeah.
That is you. I'm proud of you, and that emotion on me
Yeah.
let me get up there, and I didn't do great, but it was that emotion that allowed
You
me
stuck to a story
I
though.
stuck to one story.
I would
went
say
up
Hard
there
to do your very
probably,
first
and I
time.
just
yeah,
stayed to
it's
the whole
very
thing.
hard to
and
do.
It was that feeling of like, okay, he did it, I got to do it.
Yeah.
It's like it's okay, he did. It's like I'm gonna go up there and probably crash and burn too. Let's do this, kind of thing. And that
Yeah.
was that emotional standpoint of like, and then you get off stage and like, that wasn't that bad, but it was like, do we want to do this again? Do we not want to do this again?
Yeah,
And
But so what made you do it again?
kind of the community for me is just like, oh man, this is just like a cool bunch of group of guys, and it's like it's a challenge because
Yeah.
not just because I suck at it, but it scares the fuck out of me. And
yeah,
if anything, I know that it's good to do things that
Yeah.
scare you.
For
Yeah.
sure. For
So
sure.
it's just
we
like
jumped on it. We waited 2 days, but we knew if we waited longer than that, we wouldn't want to do it again
Interesting.
because
Okay.
we were like,
if we let this
It's-
go on
yeah.
too long,
if
we'll
it-
talk
it-
ourselves
yeah,
out
we'll
of it
talk
again.
about it. So we had to.
So we
still,
kind of been on this momentum.
Yeah, it was
it's kind of like why I go to the gym every day. If I skip a couple days,
Yeah,
then I'll be like,
It's easy to
Yeah.
fall
it.
off.
It's so easy, yeah. And so you're
Yeah.
just like, so we
Yeah.
went like I think 2 days a week for the first like 3 weeks or a
Mhm.
month,
Yeah.
which was to us like,
Oh yeah,
we did it, dude.
yeah.
We did 2 days a week. We did 10 minutes a week. We're doing
Well, I think we were planning on for
That
the
was
first
our-
couple months we'll
yeah.
just do 2 days a week.
Okay.
But then it ended up 2 days a week just isn't enough. After 3
and then
weeks.
we did 3, and then we did 3 times a
because you
week.
guys are every day.
Yeah,
Fucking love it.
Almost, yeah.
And we did 3 days a week, and then now we're at the point where it's like if we're not doing it at least 5 days, because we do work, have a busy or schedule
Or
on
5
weekends,
times.
but if we do at least 5 times a week, and
Solid.
now with the whole they have the the riffing session
Oh yeah.
at their 4 o'clock, which is great because then you just bang out 2 sessions right away.
Yeah, I love that thing.
The
Dude, the
riffing
4
is
is so much
amazing.
fun to me. That's why I came in on my day off to host it yesterday because I
Yeah.
just love it.
Oh, it's so fun.
Yeah, and it really gets you like a.
And I can't say anything for veterans, but for like us being new, it's great for like
Dude,
bringing up
it
things
helped
that
me.
you would not normally be thinking about.
Oh, dude, I just wrote a
And-
new solid 5 because
Yeah.
of it. Like,
Yeah,
I just
he-
had a
We were
suggestion.
just talking
yeah.
about that yesterday. He's
Fucking
like, there's a
great.
few suggestions he's gotten. He's like, dude, I think I could probably
Turn that into
turn
something.
that into something.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's helping comics pump out material like
Yep.
crazy.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fucking great.
I actually, the 7 o'clock last night, Brett pulled out the hat full of suggestions. He's like, if you guys just want to
Oh, dope.
take
Good.
a suggestion.
Yeah,
Just
we get
call
bored
it
here.
out.
I thought about doing that too
Yeah.
a few times.
No,
Sometimes we're like,
I did.
I was gonna ask as a joke one time, be like, I got nothing. I know you have a hat back there, like
Yeah.
throw that.
Oh, yeah.
in,
And
Yeah.
ask me anytime because that sounds like a lot of fun.
which is cool. Yeah, it built on it, and it's one of those too because if you have the hat, use your material. But if you only have 3 minutes, use your full 5 minutes. Even if that means getting a suggestion, which is
Mhm.
nice. You paid for 5 minutes, take it, and then who knows what it'll build off of.
Yeah,
And you'll-
that's kind of been my goal. Is just like, okay, I need to make it to the light. Need to make it to the light.
Yeah.
And then
I'm-
just because I'm still kind of battling that stage fright, which is a bitch.
It takes a long time.
Is it something that you ever? Do you
I
think it's-
still get nervous to this day. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm 10 years deep.
Yeah, so it's-
10 years deep in June. And I followed that fan of the Ice House, and as I'm walking up there, I'm like, shit. And then, but once you get up there, you just...
No, yeah.
You did great, by the way. Or the clip I
Thank
saw.
Thank you so
yeah,
much.
Stuff, yeah,
Yeah, that went very well.
That's good.
That got me a lot of good things. So
That's good, and that's what it's all about. It's the connection and the keep going. And again,
Yeah.
we go back to jiu-jitsu as far as like you say the fears never leave you really, but you use them. Or like
Yeah.
with side control, someone on top of you, you'll never fully get over that pain of someone smothering you.
yeah.
But you just get used to adapting.
Well, I'm proud of you guys. You guys have put in so much work that Joe's noticed and wants to put you in the living room shows.
I know, I
It's
was
a
like,
legit show.
I was like,
Oh, it's a legit show.
Yeah,
was
like
crazy.
a full audience. Like,
Oh,
he
wow.
shoved
Yeah.
like
That's
30
terrifying.
people.
That's terrible. No, we got the email and we were both just like, we looked at it. I'm like, did you get the? Yeah. I was like, well, one, I was like, one. This is the funny part is one. It's on a Friday night, so we work our actual jobs, but so that was like our excuse. At the same time, you have to have 6 minutes, and we're both like, do we have 6 minutes? Like, I'm
Yeah.
sure if we could pull everything together, would it be 6 minutes? And then the kicker was, here's the funny part, which is you have to bring 3 people for the most part, I think. And we were over here going, I don't think that would be 3 each, 6 people. I don't
Yeah.
think 6 people know we're doing comedy.
Really?
This is the
Yeah.
first
You
time.
still haven't brought in any friends, any
No.
ladies?
No, no one knows
No
we're
one
doing
knows.
it.
Because you got a girlfriend, right, Garon?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, exactly.
Does she have
And
any-
she only knows when I'm doing it, but she doesn't know about this podcast.
Dope.
But
She won't know.
She won't know until we get a full out because we're totally about. You live in this town. There's so many people who talk about what they're doing.
Oh,
and
no.
never
Yeah, I
do
respect
it.
that.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So a lot of people don't know we do jiu-jitsu. We've been doing it for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless we talk to them or we're friends with them and stuff, and then it comes up. We're not somebody who like posts about it and stuff because.
Oh, yeah. That's why until I get like a project set in stone, I don't even tell anyone.
Yeah.
about it.
No,
Yeah.
because I think you jinx it in a way when that
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
Oh, and
It's
I've jinxed some stuff that just
Yeah.
never came to exist.
Yeah. Right.
But in this town, luckily, people now know LA enough to if someone says something that doesn't happen, they're like, oh, well, it's just some LA talk.
Yeah, right.
Just- yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, that wasn't gonna happen. Okay, whatever. It passes on.
Oh,
But
yeah. Me and Joe are going to be the stars of some reality show based on this place.
Yeah.
Clearly that happened.
Clearly right?
They even
Yeah.
shot a promo and everything.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, that exists somewhere.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, there's just so many projects that you do and stuff. But getting that email from Joe though was a good boost. I mean, there's been little things here and there. Even you, Travis, saying a few months ago, being how proud you were of us going, and we don't know. We're just doing it. All we know is, and I have a whole bit about my problem is I don't like being left out, and I'm not a quitter.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
is my life in a sense where it's like. I'm here. I don't like being left out. Oh, you're going to do stand-up. I'm going to do stand-up. We're going to do jiu-jitsu. You're going to do this. And, okay, we're in it. There's not an end date for this? Cool. We're doing this, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
And I feel like in this kind of realm of things, as long as you're constantly progressing and learning and building, that's how you succeed for the most part.
Yeah, have you seen anyone that just really sucks get better?
For sure.
I mean, everyone gets better, but you know what I mean? Like, someone's just like, man, I don't know if this guy's got any
potential. The most notorious I can think of is Erickson, which I'm sure you guys
really?
know. He sucked dick. He was awful.
Wow.
Awful. He was awful. I mean, god awful. No, he knows. I talked about it on this podcast. He was terrible for a long time.
Huh, that's actually very good to know.
And then, like, he took a
year,
and he just fucking did so many shows. And I even told him he won the award for Most Improved Comic. And now he's cocky, and I hate him. But it's beside the point.
Here at the fourth wall.
Yeah, like he fucking just put in his work, put in time, and then he figured it out.
Yeah,
something clicked, and then like now he goes up there. He's still a dick. I don't want to give him too many compliments, but yeah, he used to suck out loud. I mean, like he would get up there and bomb miserably. Like
I know how he feels.
Pepper.
But like it's okay though, because it's just like, well, and I think that's like what's fun about this is the improvement.
For sure.
Is like wanting to go improve. It's the same that you fun you find going to the gym or something. Gains. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they talk about gains.
No matter what, like if you do this, you will improve.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like the only people that don't improve aren't self-aware.
Yeah.
You know.
No, and it's like we said, we talk about that a lot. It's like this has made us more self-aware. You are, and it almost hypersensitizes your emotions for everything.
Oh yeah,
you're just like
to the point where that's why most comics lose their fucking
you
mind.
lose your mind. You're like, oh, what did that mean? What did that say? Oh, who said that? You know, it's like
because you have to be so overtly introspective, like to an unhealthy degree.
Yeah. Oh, and I never understood what they meant by. Because I have tons of improv friends from back in Chicago and stuff, and how it's a different mindset. When they're like, "Oh, you do improv, you could do stand-up." No, it's a whole different brain wave of thinking that you have to go into. You know, it's improv is the yes and this stand-up is like yes. This is my opinion. You know, like you know, you're just going. It's not. You're not.
There's really no and.
It's no and. Like you're just okay. We're just gonna keep going with. So it was a twitch, but it is funny. Like. I'm learning every day. I'm getting better, which is nice. But I do feel more comfortable even in my bad times. And I was okay at improv. I had fun with it. I had a blast. But I still feel more comfortable on stage now, which is weird to say in 3 months on stage by myself.
But you guys are putting in time.
But it's that constant. I mean, I probably, even doing improv as much as I did in Chicago, I've still done more stage time right now by myself than
which is what's so fucking crazy about LA.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of necessary to be here.
Oh, I know, and
if you really want to pursue it.
Oh, this last year for me working here, like my dad even made the comment when he was in town. He's just like, "You've gone from good to insane." Like, because it's time.
Which I'm glad we get to see it at that point. Because I mean, we're so new, but it's funny seeing like the progression of like, I mean, we started Ryan Wentz the Fourth Wall had a Hollywood one. You know, we didn't get to see that. They have risers, guys. They got risers.
Yeah, I know. You guys were the first to sit in it.
First
ever to sit in these risers.
Oh, it's amazing.
It looks great.
It looks great.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, and the stage looks fucking huge.
Yeah, it looks so great. So it's one of those like, I almost feel like,
or I mean you know,
and with starting now, and with us knowing Steve Simone and loving the guy, the nicest guy in the world, and having that connection of like, you know, we'll go into just being able to hang out at the store, you know, with him. Yeah. But it's like, I almost feel like, in a sense, we just owe it to keep busting our ass because of, I feel like we're cheating the system in a sense. Yeah, we're not going to make it overnight, and we're not going to make it in 5 years or 6 years or whatever. But because of how everything's happened, it's like, I don't feel deserving to sit on those risers. You know, like we haven't been doing it long enough to have that ability. We didn't fully experience the fourth wall without it, and now everybody else is like, oh, this is amazing. We've only done it for 3 months, and we're still excited about those risers. Like those risers are amazing, guys.
Well, you guys have made a. I mean, you're making waves.
Yeah,
you're doing stuff. You're doing things. You guys are committed, and also, I mean, commitment doesn't go unnoticed or unrewarded.
We've realized that in everything we've done in the last, especially year, kind of thing. As far
how long you guys been out here, by the way?
Well, that's so we can go into that.
Yeah, I love it. I love a good Garon and Pepper. Fucking,
well, it started in well, we grew up together, obviously. So we've like
cousins and sons.
Cousins and sons. So we're cousins, and we've lived together on and off pretty much our whole lives.
Yeah.
We've like
either in
you
the
know
same town or lived together, or
shared
vice versa, or
rooms.
shared rooms and stuff. Yeah.
Like growing up and shit. And so like I don't know, we were always into comedy or whatever. And then I kind of like got in a lot of trouble growing up.
Interesting.
And
You seem like a adorable troublemaker.
Oh yeah, I was
dude.
the cutest. I was so the cutest troublemaker. But that's why I probably got away with too much. But like
For sure. I'm right here too.
yeah.
Yeah, so much.
So much. But no, but he anyway, so I was kind of doing my thing just back home in Colorado. He moved to Chicago to do Second City.
He left you.
He left me.
I did.
And then he calls me up one day and he's like, "Hey, dude, like we're going to move apartments. Do you want to move to Chicago?" And I had nothing going on. I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm going to move to Chicago."
Dope.
So,
So what were you doing at the time in Colorado? Working?
I was working for my parents' farm.
Dope.
Yeah. So they don't
You
have.
never struck me as a farmer, but now I see it a little bit, I guess.
Yeah, I know a farm boy right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dope.
Potatoes. dude.
Potatoes, yeah. Papas,
Potatoes?
yeah.
I had no idea.
And barley for Coors. That was
Whoa.
our crop rotation.
I've no, I did have
See,
never have guessed
exactly.
this.
That's why you do
Yep.
podcasts, guys. Nobody has time to talk.
Yeah.
You just do an hour.
Yeah, if you want to know about us, listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
but,
this origin story is fantastic. So you were potato
I
farmer,
was a potato farmer.
potato popping.
Potato popping them out of the ground.
Potato, pop, and pepper.
No, potato popping pepper.
Yeah, but I hated it though. I hated growing up on a farm.
Right.
Which honestly, now I could probably go back and I would appreciate it a lot more now.
Yeah.
I still wouldn't want to live in the country full time. I like the city, and like I just like everything
I
it
know.
has to offer.
Oh, that's me too. I grew up fucking
Yeah, you
redneck
know.
as fuck, and
Yeah.
I hate every moment of it. I
Yeah.
love the city.
I love the city too. Yeah. So I knew that I didn't want to farm, and my dad actually asked me. He's like, "So this is something you don't want to do?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Well, then you got to go figure something else out."
What's your dad like? Is he a big burly feller?
He's big. Yeah.
His name's Ron.
Ron.
That was my
Yeah.
dad.
Yeah. I mean, he's way taller than me. And he's just a lot bigger than me.
Yeah.
He's like 6'3",
It's a big boy.
220 pounds maybe.
It's a pretty big man.
Yeah, which is always weird because I mean I'm like maybe a centimeter taller than you, and even not. I think we're now the same height.
Yeah.
And my
Pure
dad
gravity has shrunk
is
you.
like a 5'5" Mexican guy. So
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What, is your mom really small, Pepper?
Well, she's not this, or she's small short wise. She's quite large.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can't live on a potato farm and not get a little girth.
No, she also yeah. The woman is not known to exercise. No, it's true. She'll get out of exercise.
we love you, Mama P.
Yeah, we love you, Mom. But
Mama Pepper.
Mama Pep. She taught school for a little while. What? Or Pepe. That's what her students called her.
Oh, yeah?
Pepe. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But anyway, so Garon calls me up and is like, "Hey, well, we're moving apartments and we need another roommate if you want to move to Chicago." So I was like, "Fucking hey, let's move to Chicago." And of course, they were a bunch of actors going to Second City and stuff.
Right. So what'd you do once you got to Chicago?
Well, I got to Chicago and then I just started they were doing like student films and just short films and stuff like that. So they're always casting me. They always needed free people to work. So I was just like, okay. So I just started doing that and then
Nice.
Yeah, we were there for about a year or so.
Yeah, we were there for.
How'd you guys like Chicago, though?
I love Chicago. Other than the weather.
It is my favorite city
It's
above
weird.
this one, but
Yeah.
fuck a February.
Oh, dude, I moved there January 2nd,
Oh, you
and it was
poor
the
bastard.
worst. I walked.
my birthday,
Yeah,
January
it's his
2nd.
birthday.
Oh,
And
that's
I,
right.
I walked. We walked like a mile maybe to Chipotle, and it was so cold we stayed there for 5 hours. We did
Damn.
not want to walk back home.
Yeah, it'll
It
do
was-
that to
It
you.
was freezing.
Yeah, I went there 7 times in the summer. To do like a little Second City shit here
Yeah.
and there, like those little week-long classes or something like that.
That's how we found out about Second
Yeah.
City's doing those.
And then I went there once in February and moved to LA a month later.
Yeah. No,
I went, no,
that'll
no.
change it for you. Yeah, I don't think I had been to Chicago. Maybe no. I don't think I'd ever been during the winter before I actually moved. It was all the summer boot camps.
I was going to move the year before. I went in February, and I'm so glad I didn't.
Oh, yeah,
because, like, I do love.
Did you
that
move out
fucking
here
city,
instead?
though. Yeah. Because the weather is the only.
You know how
deciding
crazy
What's
that
the
is?
stand-up
crazy
scene like
that is?
there?
It's not that great.
Really?
So you've been out here for how long?
On and off since 2013.
What? How long back on have you?
How
How long?
So
What did you do? Go back to Ohio and then come back again?
Yeah, I was here for a year. Then I went back to Ohio.
Gotcha.
2 years, and then 1 year in Virginia, and then I've been back out here 2.5.
What the hell were you doing in Virginia?
My little brother's in the Air Force. Virginia Beach.
There you go. There you go.
Hampton Roads and DC scene is crazy.
Really?
It's really good. Chicago stand-up scene's fine. It's fine. It's an improv city.
No, it's an improv. Yeah, a lot of my friends moved either out here or to New York.
Yeah, I don't think I would have kept doing stand-up if I would have moved to Chicago.
Right.
Because I did that improv. I went that route. I did it for 2-3 years there, and then it was one of those where I could do this for 10 years and be here and make it, or it's or do I want to go to LA? And I had that, and I was like, I think I'm ready to go. And regardless of if I've done anything with it since I've been here, but it's one of those you're.
Well, I was also warned by a road comic that Chicago's a self-sustaining entity. It's you could probably work for a living doing improv in Chicago and never leave.
Yeah.
But if you want more, go to LA or New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's even all my teachers out in Chicago moved out here the time I moved out here. So it's to see all them move out here and stuff I'm like, well, they're all out here kind of thing and doing it and stuff. And I dabbled some improv out here, did some groundlings and stuff. But it was
I love groundlings.
It was and you have those, but it's again you have those people you grew up with. Your mindset of I have Chris Farley, you have Robin Williams, Jim Carrey. You have these guys who created you in a sense as far as who you grew up as.
Especially Farley.
How your personality.
It's and that's fine. Whenever you say Chris Farley, I'm I see it completely. Sharna Halpern actually called me the skinny Chris Farley one day in class.
Oh yeah, you get the energy
because of that. Because of that attacking the stage kind of thing, which I think in the last few months we've just learned to kind of be more ourselves on stage.
Yeah,
and that is
you guys are loosening up quick.
That's the initial process. I think is what we're realizing.
And also
it makes it more fun too.
Yeah, because it's as much as I don't like to admit it, you are yourself up there, but you also are finding your character. That's why everyone in the city says brand all the time, which I hate that because I'm you are selling yourself. We all are products. Yeah, sadly, but it's finding what your brand is. Yeah. Mine is self-aware white trash. So it's
mine's self-aware idiot right now. which I try to throw a little bit of cute in there. Yeah, I just try to be like a sweetheart.
That'll help you get laid. For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't even care about that.
The brand.
I mean, I do.
So we all care about that.
We all care about that. I know, you're right. No, I care about it.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's funny to start this and have the people we looked up to. Like I was saying, Robin Williams, Jim Carrey and stuff, but also not try to copy them fully. We were at our age when we first probably saw stand-up, not thinking about Jim Carrey, Robin Williams, or Chris Farley or any of that for as far as comedy goes. Dane Cook was huge.
Yeah, he was
he was
yeah, he was enormous because we're all the same exact age.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
So 14 years or 15 years old, he was.
And it was just full on entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment of just what. So I mean, we used to talk like him, at school. We were those kids who everything we were talking about with
him, and then Cat Williams came in out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
Pimp Chronicles.
Pimp Chronicles killed him doing the whole dancing with the ball.
Cat Williams is the reason I had to break up with a girl.
Why?
She found out I was a comic, and then every time we hung out, she'd constantly quote Cat Williams to the point where I was losing my mind.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
And I was like, I'm just gonna talk to this girl anymore.
And then there's people. Well, I guess everyone's like this. Or they have to be. Well, then you have people that are just a fan of one comic. It's they just quote all his shit.
And that was that girl.
Yeah.
I was like, have you watched any other stuff? She's like, I don't know who these comics are. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah. And I mean, and that is what's kind of nice is we talk about this a lot too, is because of Netflix and stuff and having these specials.
Netflix has done so much for stand-up.
Your repertoire of being able to know stand-up has gone out the roof.
That's true too, because you kind of had to seek it out before. You had to have HBO.
Yeah, I just or I got lucky sometimes, and you'd be those 30-minute Comedy Central present marathons.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I remember watching for 2 days straight. They had all the Comedy Central presents, and I sat down and watched all of them. Even Dat Fans was on there, the whole fucking deal.
That whole thing, just 30-minute segments, 15-minute, that stuff really shaped it. And at the same time, as a kid, I was excited, but there's no way I was getting up on stage by myself to tell jokes.
Oh yeah, it did. The whole thing terrified me. I even thought about doing it when I was really, really young, and it just scared the shit out of me. Like the first time I ever got on stage was in a band, which again you have 4 other people behind you helping you out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even that's terrifying.
Yeah. What's the similarities to stand up versus being in a band?
I was a front man, so I'm a singer. So naturally, like you got to know how to talk into a mic, you got to have presence, you got to be commanding.
Yeah.
And I learned how to do that at 14. So that was beneficial.
That's good. Yeah.
But like it's the rhythm, the timing. That whole deal. I've argued with that fan on countless occasions that he thinks music and comedy are nothing alike, and I'm like, they're the same. Yeah. I was like, it's a
stage presence.
Yeah, like your bridge is your fucking, your punches and stuff, and like a crescendo, the ending and stuff is your punchline.
It's a song. When you see great comedy. You're seeing a beautifully formulated like dance song on stage.
And most great stand-ups can do music in some capacity or love music in some capacity.
Yeah,
like there's a couple people that come in here and they don't listen to which is weird to me to think people don't listen to music.
Yeah. No,
I'm like, you don't like music. Who the fuck doesn't like music? And they have no rhythm or delivery.
I think they're lying, to be honest.
Yeah, what are they?
Like, they flat out don't like music.
There's a couple of people that come in here that I'm like, okay, I can see you not liking music. You're weird as shit.
Yeah, you got to be a sociopath to not like music.
I fucking thank you.
Yeah.
You gotta have no feelings at all.
It's like, wait, what? You don't
this
have
elicits emotional response, and I don't understand.
Whether you believe in like science and all that stuff, as far as like the frequencies and stuff like that, music creates something in your body that is like moves you whether you're dancing or not.
Somebody can play a combination of different instruments and then sing and make you cry.
Yeah.
Like
that's powerful.
Insane. That's why music is always going to be more popular than comedy, obviously. But also, comedy is still a powerful fucking art form.
Oh yeah.
Because laughter is insane. Most other things don't laugh. You know what I mean?
No, it's true.
It's a really weird response that's pretty uniquely
feels
human.
Really good.
Yeah, especially when it comes out of you when you don't even expect it. It's one thing to like, oh yeah, I'm laughing, and then one thing where it's like, whoa, I'm the only one who laughed at that, and I had no control of that.
That's what I love. Like this place, like I could be having just be in a shitty mood for one reason or another, and then like I had this place, the moment that someone lands that first unexpected laugh, then I'm in a good mood for the rest of the fucking day.
Yeah. It feels good.
We were talking about that yesterday as far as even the days when we're not feeling it to come up and do an open mic. You
always feel better.
You always feel better afterwards. Yeah. You're always like, no, even though it wasn't even that great, but it still was. It's still one of those. No, I feel accomplished. I feel like I did something. I feel like there was laughter in the room, and laughter is contagious in that sense as far as that emotional feeling, and it does. It changes your whole perspective. So then it's now to the point where when we don't do an open mic, it's the same thing as if we don't go to jujitsu. It's like
workout or something.
Or workout or do any of that stuff where you're like,
I hate jiu-jitsu. You miss a workout.
Like,
you feel wrong.
Do it. It's you feel bad. You're like, I should have done that. There's always an excuse, but it's fighting over that kind of thing. And
yeah, that's why I've tried to since I started doing this. If I sign up, I go no matter what.
Respect too. Yeah.
Unless.
I guess I don't think you've ever signed up and missed a slot.
Well, I did get sick last week. I think I had to.
Yeah,
but you canceled it at least. You never. You never no-showed. Yeah.
No, I never no-show.
Yeah, just cancel and do that, which is fine. And that's the thing is also about just showing up. We're realizing, and we don't want to have a bad reputation of like not doing that. Not being those people who say they're going to do something and not, and that comes all the way down to signing up for the fourth wall and then canceling last minute. It looks bad for everybody involved.
And if you're gonna if you really want to get better at something, you got to show up early. You got to, all that shit that they tell you to do, that dad told you to do, that shit.
Yeah. That work ethic.
He was right.
That work ethic.
Honestly, growing up blue collar is the most beneficial thing in business for me because, like, my work ethic, I noticed so many people. I live with 2 guys I didn't know were comedians because they never go out and do anything. Like, I'm here for comedy. I'm like,
are they even comedians at that point?
No.
I mean, it's not one of those.
I could say I'm a fucking doctor.
Yeah, right. I'm
a doctor.
I just don't practice.
No. I've never went to school for it. I don't actually do it. I'm a doctor though.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you're fucking not.
That's called date rape. And that's what that is.
You follow me behind the saddle, boys.
Just check out that vagina.
I don't use gloves for my exams either. So.
I also use the head of my penis.
That's what I
just
call my
feel
finger.
Around.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's the only thing that does a job right.
Yeah, it's an old school process, but that's the best way to feel the prostate.
Make daddy proud. Make daddy proud. Going back to kind of talking about us.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I have a question for you, Travis. Like, what has kept you going? Like, or I don't know. Do you struggle with like, fuck? Should I do this? Because you're a smart guy. You could be a doctor or something like that if you wanted. And so like, what's kept you on this path? Because it's a rough road.
My lack of belief in most things is what keeps me on this. And let me explain what I mean. Since I don't believe in an afterlife or anything like that, right? Like, a lot of people think that it wouldn't give you hope, but I'm like, no, that means that I get this existence.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do what the fuck ever I want to with it.
Yeah.
And be happy. So it's like and if this makes me happy, I'm going to fucking do everything I can
do it
to do it.
full-heartedly.
Yeah.
Because I don't know why this is what I got lucky again when I was young, and I always knew I wanted to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was a very easy thing to throw my entire existence into.
Yeah.
So honestly, at this point, it's just, I don't know. It's like a compulsion. I have to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
So now it's like just it's a you thing, or like you're doing it for you.
And also it's I've always been one of those people, especially when I was a kid. My dad told me, it's like, if you tell me I can't do something, I want to go prove you wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like none that anyone's ever told me I couldn't do it,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm not good at it. But when people say only 1% of 1% of comics make it, I'm like, fucking proving you wrong.
Yeah,
that's right. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and I think we've talked to Simone about that, and he just said the people that don't are the people that quit.
Yeah.
And like and
Oh, dude, Lewis Black is my favorite example. He was like in his mid-50s. He had been a 25-year touring comic, and then he got on Oprah. And now he's Lewis Black.
Yeah. That's the thing, and people don't see that. That's also the thing too with Netflix and all that stuff. You don't see the behind the scenes.
Oh, well, he talks about it in podcast too, and he's just like, she introduced me as a new comic, that fucking bitch,
right? And like, you don't see that. You don't see like, oh my gosh, Sebastian, where did he come from? No, he's been busting his ass for
25 years.
For a long time.
25 years. You don't see that because you don't see the road time. You don't see this,
and that's kind of.
I've met so many underappreciated road dogs. I met a road dog that was 50 years in, 7-year-old dude rolling through.
Shit.
Yeah, apparently he'd been doing the same material for 20 years. What someone told me though, which hurt my heart to think about.
Yeah,
but
I feel like you're not growing.
But he makes a living doing it. That's all he does.
And if you're happy, and you're making a living doing what you want, then do it. Do what that kind of. I mean, people will be like, "Oh, it's only the same stuff." It's like, no, you're making it. And now us doing this, seeing comedy again, I'll watch comedy that I've seen over and over again. I'll watch it now, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it's a whole different."
Oh, it opens your eyes to how you.
Because like I know I would judge people on their comedy. Like if I watched on Netflix or whatever, it's like, what, this guy sucks. Yeah. How could I ever have said that? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Oh my god, that was.
But then I'll go back and watch. Now I'll go back and watch people that I wasn't a fan of and just really like see.
Yeah, and it's also, when you're not a fan, it's good to go and be overly analytical and be like, why don't I like this?
Right.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Because
And
everybody's not for everybody either, you know, and
That's
that's also the factor.
Oh yeah, I know people that think Maria Bamford's not funny, but I think she's one of the funniest female comics alive. But I mean, again, perspective.
Yeah, perspective.
It's your cup of tea, you know. Like, what are you gonna look at and stuff? And that's kind of why we wanted to do this podcast in general. Is because we figured we're new. We just started comedy in the last 3 months. We now have stories of starting it. But it's kind of this thing.
Just a way to document our experience.
This will be our journey, you know, kind of thing. It's you have different things where it's like everybody interviews people, which is great, and I'm sure everybody will interview everybody. But I feel like with us being cousins, us going down this road together, and then each week or each episode talking about kind of, you know, what happened this last week, or different obstacles we've been going through, you know, to then maybe one day, who knows if there is a younger us back in high school who's like, do I want to do stand-up? Do I not?
I'm sure there is.
Do it, you know,
or even just kind of what to expect.
And it's not as scary, but it's still real. You know, it is one of those like, no, we're not going to sugarcoat it for you. You know, it's an uphill battle constantly, and who knows, we could be doing this and we could still not end up being really that funny at comedy, but the fact is doing this podcast pushes us more to do to do
comedy, because now we got to go do stand up next week,
so we can talk about
something to talk about on the podcast. So it's just like trying to keep stay motivated.
And with a rhythm like that, there's no way you guys won't figure the fuck out. You know what I mean? Like, I've already seen exponential growth in the last 3 months. You guys are killing it.
I appreciate that.
Constantly moving and constantly pushing and everything. It's crazy, like, to think, like, it's been what time is it? Have we done an hour almost?
Yeah, what are we?
Yeah, you're at almost 50 minutes.
Almost 50 minutes. Okay.
You guys are kicking ass.
We were like, what are we going to talk about? What are we
going
to say? And now it's
stuff.
like, we didn't even talk about the store, which is great.
Well, yeah, but we can. We have 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes.
Well, that's one thing.
5 minutes. Give us the light at 5.
No problem.
That I asked you before, Travis, on like what's kept you like thinking. I don't know how do I say this. Like, you know, those things just like, okay, I feel like I'm doing the right thing here. For I don't know. For a long time, I didn't have that. Like, I guess structure. I don't know, or like giving myself structure. So, anyways, fuck, I forgot where I was going with this.
Didn't leave enough breadcrumbs to get home.
Yeah, I smoked too much pot. Is the problem.
All that marijuana.
No, but just those things that kind of keep you going.
Yeah.
You know, like Simone is like kind of got us started, and then another thing that's kept us going is you being so supportive and like and just having a lot of fun coming in here.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, man, me and Joe both went through a lot of shit with a lot of shitty people starting out, and like we watched people quit that shouldn't have. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Just because of shitty circumstances and stuff like that. And it's like, if we can provide, that's why I do this podcast network shit. That's why I do all this stuff. If I can provide any outlet for people who are just start out, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I've spent 3 years in a comedy club that would rarely book me. And then the guy sold it and I had to restart with new owners. And I was like, fuck this shit. Mm-hmm. And so it was when you first start, sometimes it just fucking blows.
It blows.
So I'm glad to make it easier and better.
Oh yeah, and it's been a lot of fun. It actually hasn't sucked or blown at all, even when I suck and blow.
No,
but like
that's good to hear too, because it usually sucks a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it doesn't suck for you guys.
It's that motivation. Again, we are very lucky to have each other. You know,
there's true to have your own support system within each other.
Go by themselves to things, and like even we see people go.
Yeah, we saw Jason. Is that his name, Jason?
Eckstein?
Yeah, with the beard.
The Amish beard.
Yeah.
Jebediah.
Yeah.
We saw him at the store last night, and I told Garon, I was like, man, I give that guy props for like being here by himself. Like, he has no one to hang out with. He's just here by himself, making it happen for himself. He's always here by himself, making it happen for himself.
And we see him, and just like half the time, the only reason we show up is because one of us is there to pick each other up and be like, hey, we're going to the store, or we're going here, or we're going to there. You know, like, and it's that having that accountability person to keep you pushed and going, you know, because it's easy to have.
You guys ever thought about doing a double act? Like doing
it's funny, people told us, but I feel like
what would we do?
I don't know what we would do unless.
That's a good point.
I think once
that and I think you don't think that like other comics, like people that have been in the game longer would be like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
No, I don't. I mean, well, maybe.
Or maybe I just feel like we should figure it out on our own first.
I think also that's a purpose of the podcast as well, because we're like, how do we do a double act? Just do a podcast, because people, when we're together hanging out, it's like, oh, you guys should do it. You guys are great. You know, same thing. You guys should do comedy. Okay, I guess whatever. You guys should do a podcast.
Yeah.
About what? You know, it's like, but now it's that background of, and we only dabbled in this first episode about our pasts, you know, and what got us here, kind of thing. And like, but it is that constant accountability of, all right, we're getting up, we're going to class. All right, getting up, we're gonna go up on the fourth wall. We're going to go to new places.
We're going to doubles today.
Yeah, we're going to, and then keep pushing forward, you know, and like, we're now at a place where hopefully we're going to go to, you know, the haha, or go to Flappers, or go, you know, we want to spread our wings a little bit just to get even more perspective, you know, and get, you know,
more stage time,
different places, you know, and stuff, and get that vibe, because that is even realizing here, it's different audience every time, even if you have the same people in the audience. You don't know what they went through that day, you know? So you don't know if your jokes are going to land or what you're saying is going to connect. So changing up the scenery.
That's a good way to not get discouraged too, is just realize sometimes people just aren't listening to you. It's not even that anything was bad, or, you know, maybe it was too. Who cares? But like,
sometimes rooms suck.
There's almost too many factors, actually. There's so many factors that you're just not thinking about in that sense of stuff.
Oh, for sure. I'm always a firm believer that any room can be turned around, though.
Yeah, and again,
you're good at that.
You're good at that. Yeah, you kill at that every
time.
Like, it's just like
you know.
Oh yeah, again, very Farley asked to attack the stage.
Yeah, attack the stage. 100%.
Don't let them not listen to you.
Yeah, no, exactly. And you're really good at that.
And that's why I'm up there. I see that factor,
things.
and I'm like, okay, how can I do that with myself? Because you're a big guy who's up there, who's just powerful. I was like, dude, I'm gonna listen to you up there.
Just taking stuff.
You're just taking. So I'm up there. I'm like, okay, how can I do this, but without being in their face? And like, I have that because I'm more. I haven't even fully become myself on stage yet, but being that person who I'm very animated. I talk with my hands. I'm that type of person. I haven't even scratched the surface yet with that on stage, and I'm hoping.
Oh, I'm excited to see that come out.
Once those come out, then I can, but I'm still. We were talking too in my head sometimes, where Eric would say he can see me on stage go from that point of the beginning of my bit being like, boom, nailed it, to I'm thinking about my joke now,
Yeah.
And there's that moment of and even in my head I'm like, was I?
It is good that you have each other watching each other, and I always see you guys filming. Too.
Oh yeah, and we actually do go back and listen and watch our shit.
That's good. That's I was talking to a comic last night, and she was telling me that she knows a comic 9 months in and who doesn't film their sets at all ever, never has.
Oh wow!
And I'm like, then how the fuck do you know what you're doing up there?
Yeah, no, it's true.
I stopped doing it now because I've been doing it so long.
Yeah, we have so much. I keep having to delete stuff. I'm like,
exactly.
So much memory.
But also, I know what the fuck I look like up there and sound like.
Yeah,
right.
I've seen myself a million fucking times. I know exactly what motions I'm doing.
Yeah.
But like, if you just started and you're not filming yourself or recording yourself in any capacity,
we're doing both because we realize
it's important to do both.
That's 100%.
Because it can sound different without video.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I have sets that sound way better on audio than and then I go back and watch it on video. It's like, oh, that actually isn't that funny. It's like, I picture myself different than I actually did look that day.
It's like that's why most actors, actresses, and comics get insecure because you have to stare at your own fucking face all the time, and you're like, fuck this guy.
I know.
Takes it to another level of self-loathing.
Exactly. You have to do it. Have to do it.
You have to earn it, kind of thing.
Yeah, to be able to actually, like, that's, I think, a gratifying thing, like, in the last couple of years, being able to watch myself and go, dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
And that is a good point to get to, because and that brings you even more stage confidence when you're able to do that.
Yeah.
But until then, you have to watch yourself and hate the fuck out of yourself.
Yeah, and then, and then the compliments come, and it's hard. It's funny how people, I don't know, a majority of people, but taking compliments is hard for people. But know, but it's like it's even harder. I feel like in this realm of life because it's like, oh, you did a great job. It's like, but we are so aware. It's like, are you just saying that, or are you not just saying?
I think it depends on who tells you.
Yeah, but
like Dante Chang told me the other day. Oh, I see why people think you're funny, or like why someone told you to do this. Is after
that's good. That's a really good compliment.
Oh, I know.
Because the biggest thing me and all the other like comics have been doing a long time talk about is when someone gets up there and is really terrible for whatever reason. Like we always go, "What friend told them that they should do this?" You know what I mean? But I see in both of you, like, oh yeah, of course, I see why you're doing this.
Yeah.
But now you have to sculpt the craft.
Exactly. And that was a big step for us in the last few months. Is like hearing those things because
that means you're getting your personality out, and you're not just up there hashing out jokes like this.
And you calling him out on.
Oh, that was great advice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I think I've improved since
exponentially. Yeah.
Yeah, since that day.
And that you need someone like that, to be like. And me, I couldn't call. I was like, oh, I could, but at the same time, we're on the same level. So it's like having somebody who's been doing this a long time call you out and be like, because it's funny. I could tell him, I'm like, I don't know if that's real, but to have somebody who doesn't know you or me to call you out on it and be like. Oh,
yeah.
So it
clicks.
It clicks, and then you kind of open.
Because I mean, honestly, like when you start doing it at a higher level, it's only strangers. So it's like you need to know first impression from basically a stranger. And I think I told you that we were not necessarily strangers, but I didn't know you well enough to make that assessment. But that's what I felt.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what an audience would feel immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
Immediately.
Yeah, like prejudging and stuff like that. Like because it's like who you are, especially usually. In stand-up, at least, maybe not in life, is the room's perception.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what they think and what they feel. Like, I have to address how big I am when I get up there. If I don't, then people or I have to disarm them. Like I got big old fucking arms, so I can't just get up there and be like, I like to fight and fuck. Right? Like they'd be like, okay,
yeah.
But I immediately make a joke about how much I look like a lesbian and stuff, and then they go, ha ha ha. And then the guys are disarmed. They're not broed out anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
And then the women are just like, he's pretty, looks like a lesbian. Like, and then everyone's on my side immediately.
Exactly. Yeah, getting people on your side. That's like the biggest thing. That's important. Yeah. Or it is.
Especially if you have any positive attributes about yourself, shit on them immediately. In my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's like comedy. I don't think comedy should come from a negative place. However, no one wants to laugh at someone they're jealous of.
Right.
So if you
so you have to disarm.
Yeah. So if you're a good-looking person, get up there and just shit all over yourself, and then
they're like, "Oh, he's human."
Because guys, especially, and guys aren't laughing, the women aren't laughing.
Yeah.
Especially because in most comedy clubs, it's they're with their date and stuff like that.
Last night we were saying that we were in the main room watching, and there were some jokes that were like, "Oh, that's like sitting back, you're at a critical eye," now. And I'm like, "Oh, how was that funny?" And you see how some laughs get the whole room to laugh, and some just get scattered, and you're realizing people laugh sometimes because they don't want to be left out of a joke, kind of thing. It's like, I love it.
I would give you the light.
But yeah,
but no, you're right, and especially dates. A lot of times when there's scattered laughter, it's because like the guy's afraid to laugh because there's girls right there, or the girl's afraid to laugh because there's guys right there.
Depending on what date it is, you're like, do I want to offend this person? How much do I want this person to know my actual views? Right now, it's
true.
like, how open do I want to be?
You can tell a lot by a person by what they laugh at.
Ellen Doyle, a great female comic, she did a joke about, I think it was because she had a miscarriage or whatever, and she's got this ingenious bit. You wouldn't think it'd be funny, but it's about having a miscarriage. And a guy told her after the set, my girlfriend walked out on me and left because I laughed at your bit. See, but that's
deal breaker, I guess.
I guess you know what I mean. So that's why you get those apprehensive laughs in fucking rooms like that, because
and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to hitting a moment and being like, well, there was 20 people here, 30 people, 40 people, and not one person laughed. Okay, well, there we go. That's another another learning thing that we're going with. You
only learn.
Yeah. Is there anything last little? We got the light,
bit. So we got the light.
It's what we call the last call of this portion of the podcast.
Last call, final thoughts.
Times.
Anything you want to end with? This is pretty much what it's going to be about, like us talking about our journey, and
it's kind of a way to document it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then just
we'll go probably more into next time with the process. Just our backgrounds,
or maybe like even some ideas we have, because like I feel like you kind of have to, in ways, think about this as a business too. Mm-hmm. If you want it to grow into that, So it's like, what moves can you make to do that? It's one thing Steve has told us too. It's just like, you got to hang out at the store. You have to hang out at the store. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just, or you have to choose one of those places to hang out at. So it's just like, okay, so we just do what we're told.
Pretty much. Right. We've been told to be cops, so we'll see how that works. Still don't know why.
Yeah.
But, anyways, this is...
thank you, Travis. This is awesome.
Thank you, Travis.
You're very welcome. You guys are fantastic.
I appreciate this very much, and I think that's good for today, right?
Cousins and Sons, people.
Cousins and Sons.
Follow us on Instagram when we have one.
Garon, here we go. I'm out. You out?
So maybe, baby, it's not what you wanted from me. I'm trying to make sense of my mistakes. So maybe, baby, it's not what you wanted from me. You've been trying to make sense of my mistakes.
Hey you guys, thanks for watching this episode. Please hit that subscribe button. Go follow us on all the social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
And remember, if you want to go the extra mile, you can also support us over on Patreon, where in the future we'll be able to get unreleased content and content that nobody else can see. And remember guys, don't talk about it.
Be about it.
Peace.